Hey guys, welcome to Weighintime. I'm Patrick, and on today's live episode, I'm going to be answering your questions live. I hope that you've had an opportunity to watch my latest video, which I have just released, which was my food haul. I braved Sunday drivers and I went to Asda and I also went to Iceland and I received something on Amazon as well. So if you haven't done so already, please have a little look at that. But first of all, I'm going to get to some questions. So I've just had a question from Nippy Sweetie 3 and she's just watched my latest video and just said, "Hi Patrick, can I ask you something? Having lost a lot of weight, did you find that you had a lot of loose skin? I've got loads to lose and I'm not getting any younger, and my skin elasticity isn't as great as it would be. Have you had any problems with loose skin?" And the answer to that question is yeah, a little bit. I generally tend to, well, I actually watch quite a few videos before losing the weight, and I got some tips and tricks on that. So I managed to do that while I was losing the weight. So it did actually help. One of, or a couple of the things which I would say are probably worth doing if you want to get rid of loose skin or if you're worried about loose skin. The first one, I keep saying it and I will say it until the day I die, and that is drink lots of water. Water is definitely something which is going to help with loose skin. Dehydration is one of the biggest causes of loose skin. So this is why drinking water is really, really good. Some other things which you can do: you can take hot baths with like natural salts. So you can get salts, I think, in B&M bargains. Just a little tip for you on B&M bargains: if you get the, I think they're available in Asda and Tesco as well. If you get the pink Himalayan bath salt, if you look at the ingredients, all it is pink Himalayan salt. So just use that for cooking, which is what I do, and you save a ton of money. But if you have a warm bath with Himalayan salts or any minerals and salts and things like that, that helps. Also, doing things like exfoliating your skin. So I went to Lush, you know, that lovely smelling place. You can get some body scrubs and things like that, which are really, really good. They use salt and sugar, I believe, in their salt. So maybe try exfoliating. Make sure that you just keep up your hydration, and I wouldn't let that stop you from losing weight if you are worried about it. It's something which people obviously do, and people have got loose skin. However, if you do it right, it should go back. It generally tends to be about 2 years for your skin to go back to normal after losing weight. Obviously, the older you get, the longer it takes. Uh, so let's do that. Jane SW, hello, you alright? Oh, the famous Jane SW. She's said hello, so hello to you, Jane. Nice to have you with me. And Susan One and Only, Patrick, glad we are in the future. Glad we are in the future. LOL, just you watched your video haul. Um, Thank you, Susan. We are in the future. I'm coming live from my living room right now. Yeah, that's right. A couple of other questions which have come through. Nova Evans said, "Patrick, love your videos. Thank you very much. You're a natural presenter. Is that the kind of job you are in? I think you'd be amazing on TV." Ah, thank you very much. I've had this a couple of times. I'm not actually a radio presenter. I haven't actually given you any personal information about my life, I've realised. I actually was a radio presenter for 8 years. I stopped doing that probably about 10 years ago now. But I do like doing radio presenting, or have done radio presenting in the past. So I know how to talk on and on without breaking up and without sounding like I don't know what I'm talking about. I also do stand-up comedy as well. So there you go. There's another little personal insight into my life. Francesca, hello, hi. Um, Thank you very much, Jane. Let's have a look. Rickey Bell, watched your videos today, really enjoyable. Starting back to Slimming World tomorrow. Ah, do you know what? I say I'd love to go back to the start of Slimming World, but I probably wouldn't. The only thing I would say is because I had quite a lot of weight to lose, and that was that when I started losing it, or when I started Slimming World, I actually lost quite a lot of weight quite quickly. So the results were quite fun. So every time you go to Slimming World, you'd lose some weight, you'd lose some weight, you'd lose some weight. Apart from one week where I gained a pound. I had lost and lost and lost, and 1 week I gained a pound. And you know what? I thought that was it. My time on Slimming World had come to an end. This is where I'm going to just put all of the weight back on. But then the week after, I lost 11.5 pounds. But the reason for that is because I was ill. So I think I just held a lot of water, and that's the reason why. Remy, thank you very much. My videos are very informative and to the point. Thank you. Season 1 only. Are you going to tell us if I won on Tipping Point? If you're a follower on me on Instagram, then you will know that I actually am going to be on Tipping Point. It's going to be broadcast on the 1st of March, and I cannot tell you whether I won or not. However, if you imagine today I went to Asda, and I also went to Iceland for my food haul. I did not go to Waitrose, so you can think to yourself if I won or not. What? Hello, Kamika Dillon. Hi. Remy, tips for big losses, please, such as £3, £4. Only been on Slimming World for 7 weeks and stuck on £1 losses. The best way to lose a lot of weight, and I am guilty of this as well, is don't eat. No, you can eat, but just stick to Slimming World. Don't have as many sins. Like, you're allowed 15 sins a day, but I would probably recommend not having that many. If you want to lose quite a lot of weight, like about 3-4 pounds in a week, just try not to have as many sins. Also, write a food diary of what you're eating, because you might find that something that you're eating is actually not helping you. Write a food diary and see what happens. Simon Kimber. Hi Patrick, just started Slimming World on first. On the first? Oh, right. Just started Slimming World. First weigh-in tomorrow, and I found your videos really helpful and useful. Thank you very much. Carol, hello. Thank you very much. Inspirational. That's nice. Hey, it's Danielle. Danielle, yeah. How much water do you drink? Do you think it's possible to drink too much water? I drink loads. Apparently you can drown yourself. I know it's a bit morbid for a Sunday evening, but apparently you can. I don't believe that's actually possible. I drink 4 litres. So this, if you watch my haul video, you'll notice I bought this today because my other one had a nasty fall. I drink about 4 litres of water a day. So I drink 2 of those. I don't think so. How can I stop sabotaging my weight? What do you mean by sabotaging your weight? Do you mean like you go on a diet and you don't stick to them? Or explain what you mean. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. How much water do you... Right, okay. Angela Carter. Hi Patrick, I had thought you'd made a great stand-up comedian. Who knew? Love Tipping Point, will be watching. Great videos, thank you. Yeah, I'm on the 1st of March. I haven't done stand-up in a while, just to let you know. I'm too busy making videos now. Alicia R. Hi Patrick, do you snack on speed fruit in between meals? I was eating a lot of yogurts and speed fruit in between meals and was maintaining. Started to think that all of the sugar... Right, so I've actually had this experience. Now, I wasn't joking in my haul video. I actually do eat a lot of oranges. And I used to eat a lot more oranges than I do now. And the same with Muller Lights. Now, I used to have 5-6 Muller Lights in the evening and then a whole bag of oranges. And then I actually thought to myself, well, to be honest, they still, although they're free, technically you can eat as many as you want, but they still contain a lot of sugar, and the same as Muller Lights. So I would say that probably avoid eating as much fruit as you do. But if you just have like 4 or 5 oranges, you'll be fine. But I have cut down on the amount that I actually eat, and also if you eat all of that orange stuff, it's not pleasant on the tummy, if you know what I mean. Tracy Lady Chapman, help, I need motivation. Gained weight after eating speed food and drinking a lot of water. Tracy, are you going to the gym, Tracy? That is one question which I will ask you. And also, are there any other things that you're doing? Are you having whey protein if you're going to the gym? Just let me know what you're actually eating. Let's have a little look. Who else have we got here? Hey, if you don't have any sins left, what what is your go-to dessert or snack, please? My go-to dessert is Muller Lights. Also fruit as well. If I don't have any sins left, which is very rare for me not to have any sins left, I would say yeah, Muller Lights would be my go-to sin-free dessert. Um, you can also have like natural yogurt as well, and then add fruit to it. And then I would probably say dessert would be fruit if I didn't have any Muller Lights. But I generally tend to have some form of sins left for these. This is literally, I kept putting these in the cupboard, and then I thought, well, I may as well just keep them by the side of my chair because I'm going to snack on them anyway. They're vicious things. Also, if you are feeling like a dessert, have some sugar-free squash, which is this one. This is cherries and berries from Asda. This has got some limes in it as well. But just have this because it fills you up and also it quenches that kind of sweet taste that you've got, or that sweet, the sweet craving that you have. Let's have a look. Love your videos, great inspiration. You look fantastic. Thank you very much, Samantha. Richard, hi Patrick. For 2 weeks over Christmas, I pretty much ate what I wanted and I maintained. I went on a Caribbean cruise, Richard. I ate and drank everything that I wanted, and things that I probably didn't want as well. I returned last week and I was 100% on plan and I expected a big loss but was gutted when I gained a pound. Comments. If you had the whole of Christmas and you ate what you wanted and you only gained a pound, I would be very happy with that, in all honesty. Your body is still getting used to going back on plan, so just keep going on plan. Maybe lower your amount of sins that you're having. I know that some consultants say that men actually need less sins than women, more sins than women. Some consultants say that men should have like 20 sins. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience anyway. But I would definitely stick between 5 and 15 sins. But yeah, I would probably just say stick to plan, and then the week after you should be fine. Hi Patrick, how do you stave off cravings? Florida Dreaming, I would probably say that I don't actually stave them off, in all honesty. I eat. If I want to eat something, I will have some fruit or something like that, or something low in sin. What I generally tend to do is if I'm hungry and I don't think that I should be hungry, I'll drink water. That's probably something which I do, and then I see if I'm full after that. If I'm still not full after that, then I'll go and make myself something, or I'll go and just have something which is either low sins or sin-free. What is my favourite Muller Light flavour? Kelly's Kitchen. Oh, you have opened a Pandora's box of questions now. It depends what mood I'm in. I'd probably say, like in the evening, I quite like the cappuccino one, with the sprinkles of chocolate. The new one, that's quite nice. Also, the cake shop ones are quite good. My favourites are probably still like the mango and pineapple. I think they're really nice. But yeah, I could talk about Muller Lights for ages. They really should sponsor me, Actually, maybe I should start saying bad things about Muller Lights, so then they're like, oh, well, why do we need to sponsor him? He keeps mentioning them in every video. If I start saying bad things, then maybe they'll ask me to sponsor them. Karam Rum 80 Bull? Yeah, good name. Hi Patrick, you look quite good considering how much weight you've lost. Do you suffer with excess skin? I was just saying about excess skin. I do a little bit, but what I generally tend to do is follow the advice which I looked up before losing the weight or during losing the weight, and that was stay hydrated, so over 2 litres of water a day. Exfoliate with kind of like scrubs and body scrubs. I know that Lush do quite a few good ones. And just in general, maybe take some hot baths. Do things like if you're going to have a swim, for example, chlorine is quite bad on skin. So if you're going to have a swim, then shower immediately after to get every single bit of chlorine off you, and also wash your hair and stuff as well, because chlorine actually affects the hydration in your skin. But it will go. It will honestly go. I lost the 5 stone quite quickly recently, obviously on Swimming World, and then I lost the other 5 stone again over a period of about a year. But I did have a gap in between. So obviously, since me losing the first 5 stone and this 5 stone, there's actually been about a year gap. So after 2 years, it generally does tend to kind of go back to normal, hopefully. Um, Kami, Kamika, Kamika? Dylan, I started Slimming World 3 weeks ago. I lost a stone in 2 weeks, but since my last weigh-in, I can't seem to stick to my diet. So how can I stop sabotaging my weight loss? Um, Kamika, that's a very odd question because, in all honesty, like I did a video recently on motivation, um, and motivation is, you know, being able to think to yourself, right, I've done such an amazing job, and the results are obviously they keep going, they keep getting better and better, and you've lost a hell of a lot of weight in 2 weeks. You should be looking at yourself and thinking, look how much weight I've lost because I've been sticking to it. So you're sabotaging your diet doesn't kind of make sense because, you know, if you think in your mind that you're sabotaging your diet, you're going to put that weight back on. So the best thing to do is just see how much work you've done and just think to yourself, I have done such an amazing job. Everything which I eat which is off diet is literally sabotaging what work you've actually done. And if you've lost 2 stone already, then you've got to think to yourself, I've done an amazing job, and you should be the reason to stop sabotaging your own diet. Have a look at my motivational video and then see if there's any tips and things that you can have in there. Maybe get yourself some goal clothes, which is what I like to call them, and then you can kind of really see how much weight you've lost every time you try and put the clothes on, and then they fit you a little bit better each time. Hey, it's Danielle. What do you think of all this criticism of Frylight? People say it's full of chemicals and stuff, and I don't really want to use it. Um, I haven't had any issues. I have heard about this. I have heard that it's carcinogenic and all that kind of stuff. It is literally just oil, which is in a bottle, which has been watered down and then comes out of a spray. Um, I use it, and what you could do instead is you could actually replace it with olive oil and then sim the olive oil because you only need a little bit really. Get some non-stick Teflon covered pans and stuff, and then you don't actually need that much oil. What you can also do is you can actually put oil, just normal olive oil, and buy a sprayer container which you pour the olive oil into yourself, and then you can actually spray pure olive oil then, and it's literally just olive oil and it's being sprayed through with air really. So there's no carcinogenics or anything like that in it. I don't know if there is really anything going on because there was a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, there were people saying that slow cookers could cause cancer, and that's just washed away. So I would say maybe if you're worried about it that much, then use olive oil sprays. You will still have to sin the olive oil, but it's certainly a hell of a lot less than if you were just using tablespoons of olive oil. Karumram80, what do you think about Slimming World promoting various pastas in packets as a free food, but if you want to make it yourself with natural thickness like flour, you have to sin it? What do you think about? I don't know is the answer to that question. What do you think about Slimming World as free food, but if you want to make it yourself with natural thickness like flour, you have to sin it. I use cornstarch. I think that cornstarch is free, if I'm not mistaken, because there's quite a few recipes which I've read from Slimming World, and they use cornstarch, and the actual recipe's free. I generally tend to use cornstarch, but if you're making a massive meal anyway, if you are using a bit of flour to thicken it, the actual sins are going to be spread over, 2, 3, 4 people, so you should be alright. I didn't actually hear about that though. Jane, hello Jane. What do you use your healthy extra A on? Cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. And then more cheese. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes I'll have a cup of coffee. And I bought in Aldi, I think it was, like a milk frother thing, which was like a tenner. And sometimes I use like 200 or 150 millilitres of almond milk to use in my coffee. So I'll have that, and then the remainder will be on cheese. Cheese. Healthy Extra B is a whole nother story, but Healthy Extra A is definitely cheese. Tracy Lady Chapman, not going to the gym. I walk every day. I keep sins under live. on mainly speed foods and 2 litres of water every day, but baffled to why I gained, lost motivation. How many times have you gained, Tracy? And if you are going to the gym, not going to the gym, I walk every day. It might just be a matter of uh, maybe maybe make a foods diary and see if there are things that you are eating which aren't that great. I mean, for example, if you are eating a lot of fruits, then maybe it could just be the sugars. Maybe you're just having a little bit too much fruit. Um, yeah, that's very odd, Tracy. Uh, Karam, also, what would you say to someone who went off track for a whole week and then gained £10 or so? What would you tell them to get their motivation back? Think back of when you didn't weigh £10. I put on weight and I still haven't actually got to the target I was before Christmas. Have a think about what you felt like before you lost the £10, and really think about the reason why you went to Slimming World. And do you really want to go back to the way you were that made you go to Slimming World? There's a lot of people who do it and then they lose weight and then they go off track and then they go back a year later. Do you want to be that person? That's what I would say that you've got to think about. Just think about the fact that yes, I know that you're on Slimming World, and I know that there are tough parts of Slimming World, but the fact that you lost £10 originally, or even more, I'm guessing, means that you should go back to it and just try and be strong. And what you were eating that week, try and cut it out completely for a while before you have it as part of your sins, because you will try and have much more of it. I started Slimming World when it was just after Easter, and I was eating so much chocolate that it was unbelievable. And instead of having chocolate and sinning it when I started Slimming World, I just cut it out completely for about 3 or 4 weeks with no chocolate, and I found that helped, to be honest. MS Coco Lee, or Miss Coco Lee. Question 2. Hope you don't mind. Do you have any experience with emotional stress eating when you were overweight? What advice do you have for people using foods to deal with stress? Um, I did, yeah, I absolutely did, and I think that that is something which is a massive contribution to weight gain even. What bit of advice would I give you? I would just say that between when I was 26 and a half stone and when I weigh this now, my mental attitude, my look on life, everything has completely changed. I'm completely a different person than I was. And you can use me as an example, or you can use anyone as an example. What you've got to think to yourself is that you are the person in control of yourself. So imagine how good you'll feel when you actually get to the weight that you want to be. And if you stick to Slimming World and if you stick on plan, then that will happen. Stress eating is going to happen, but what you don't want to do is, if you do have bad days, you don't want to stress out about it, and then the next day you have a bad day, and then you stress out about that, and the next day you have a bad day. What you've got to do is just try and think as positively as possible, and also going for exercise helps. So going to the gym, maybe, that really does make a difference because it releases endorphins to make you actually feel happier. I would probably say maybe go for a walk, maybe go to the gym, maybe get a little bit more exercise. I know it's a bit cold out there, but wrap up warm and go for a nice leisurely walk. It will actually make you feel better. Um, Richard Bunn, blackcurrant and licorice Muller Lights for the win. They are quite tasty. I do like those. I've only had a pack of them. You know, the pack of 6 which you get, but they are quite tasty. Um, Hey, it's Danielle. Have you ever tried counting calories to lose weight? How does it compare to Slimming World? I never have. I've never counted calories. The only other diet I've ever done was actually I've done 2. I've done no carbs, so I did the Atkins diet for a while, and actually that worked, but it wasn't nice. It wasn't a nice diet to do. And then I did the 5-1 diet, and that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. I became an emotional wreck after the 5-1 diet. I would never do that again. Um, but no, I've never tried counting calories. I'm very bad at math, so I'm probably the reason why. Daisy Plops, nice. I am not really a fan of SP days. Do you have other tips for boosting weight loss other than drinking lots of water? Um, I've never done an SP day. I'll be completely honest with you. I've never actually ever done one. I am going to be doing a video on one soon, so that you can actually people get a bit confused about them. Other tips for losing weight other than losing water, yeah, just eat better, eat natural kind of things. This diet or Slimming World is very much like a caveman diet. It's what you can have and what's naturally found. It's amazing how much weight loss can be lost by changing the way you eat. I'm amazed by the fact that I haven't been to the gym and I've lost this amount of weight. So just changing what you eat and also your mental attitude as well definitely helps. Daisy, thank you very much. Love your channel. Thank you. Richard Bunn, thanks so much for your advice, Patrick. No worries, anytime. Karumram, how old am I? That's a very personal question, Karumram. How old do you think I am? Is always the answer that I get to that question. I would be surprised if you get it right. Rima, another question. What form of exercise or body magic did you do on Slimming World, and also how often? Literally, I work in promotions, so I actually work for lots of different companies in lots of different places. So sometimes I can be working in a festival, or I can be working out and about. It's literally all I mostly do is just lots of walking, really. I've started indoor climbing. I started that on Tuesday. A little interesting story about that. I actually gained 3.5 pounds the morning after I went indoor climbing because of the amount of kind of muscle breakage and stuff like that I did, and the amount of water that I was retained. So although I was actually healthy for the one day going indoor climbing and doing some exercise, it actually put 3.5 pounds on me. It's gone now, but just to keep that in mind as well, if you are thinking about doing some exercise and going to the gym. Rickey Bell, yeah, walking. Sorry, Raheem. Walking is the best thing. Rima. Rickey Bell, any recommendations for replacing pints? I go out every Monday, and I was thinking having double vodka with a pint of diet lemonade. Yeah, that is a good option. That will be something like 5.5 tins maybe for a double vodka. Port is actually better. If you get 50 millilitres of port, which is a standard UK shot in a pub, then you can have that with lemonade, and it's actually quite tasty. That's only 4.5 tins, so you actually get the same amount, but obviously vodka's stronger, so it's up to you. There are some kind of like Bud Lights and Miller Lights and stuff. Not Miller Lights, the beer version, not the yogurt. That is actually lower in sin. So maybe work to maybe go towards having lighter beers. Also lager shandies as well. You can have a little bit of beer and then diet lemonade as well, something like that. Nova, hi Patrick, send your demos off to TV stations. Yeah, no, I haven't. I do need to. I actually have one. I might, if you think it's a good idea, I've got a TV demo that I did back in April, which was actually about 3 days after I joined Slimming World. And I have a TV demo which I've actually put on YouTube, but it's on private, so I haven't actually shared it with anyone. But what I might do is I might actually share that TV demo with you, so you can see what I look like, and then you can. I've changed a lot since then, but now I do actually have a TV demo. You're natural. Hi Patrick. Oh, you're a natural. I can't drink all the liquid. Never have. Will it really slow down my weight loss? No, if you don't drink all that water, it won't slow down. But you can have sugar-free squash, and that makes drinking water a lot easier. And trust me, when you do it, I hated water, absolutely hate it. But I made myself do it, and actually, I quite like it now. So keep trying. It will definitely have a detrimental effect if you don't drink as much water as you can. Karamram, who are your favourite Slimming World bloggers? Jane SW, definitely. She's up there. I've got quite a few actually. Too many to name. And also, if I don't name some people, then obviously other people will get a little bit offended. So I'm not going to name any. But no, I do always watch them. Hey, Tracy Lady Chapman. Hi again. Do you ever have cheat weekends where you eat everything and have trouble stopping? Not really. I've taught myself, if I have a cheat day or a cheat weekend or whatever, I've taught myself to actually stop the next day. I've set it. And also, if I have a cheat day or a cheat weekend, on the Monday or on the Sunday, if I have a cheat Saturday, I will have a completely sin-free day to get myself back in track, Crack that rip. Um, Nova, I try and avoid potato, banana, and cheese, so use healthy extra A as milk, but don't always use it. Must we have healthy extra A's? No, I definitely don't think so because I don't have cheese every day, so I don't actually have. Surprise, I know, shock horror, I don't have cheese every day. But no, I did not use my healthy extra A's really at all. I used healthy extra B's a lot more when I was starting out, but you don't have to. It's just something which you can do if you want to. Karamram 80. Do you ever try pizza with a cauliflower or broccoli base? No, I haven't. But have you ever tried the healthy extra B pizza? They are delicious, and you can have like a pizza probably about that big on healthy extra B. But then if you don't have any sins or you've got like 6 sins left, you can actually have a pizza like that big for 6 sins. It's really good. I will do a video on it and do the recipe and stuff like that. It is absolutely amazingly tasty. Um, Kamika, did you find Slimming World image therapy helpful? And did it help you with weight loss? I feel ashamed to go back to group on Tuesday because I know I have put some of the weight back on. Did Do you know what? I never feel ashamed because it's all in your head. If you're ashamed, it's in your mind. There's no reason. People aren't going to look at you funny. They're not going to laugh at you. Um, it's all a matter of just being comfortable with yourself, and it gets to a certain point where you do start getting comfortable with yourself. You've just got to make sure that you know yourself that you're doing a good job, and then you don't feel ashamed. There's no reason to be ashamed. I mean, if your Slimming World consultant, the Slimming World group is good, you'll always feel relaxed in a Slimming World group. There is also just exclusive hot off the press news. I might possibly be looking into becoming a consultant. Um, so I'm looking into it at the moment. Let's have a look again. Right. Crumham, I think you must be around 30 because you're so confident while spoken. Thank you very much. I am actually. I'm 32. 33 in April 2nd. Mark the date. Um, Adding some rum flavouring to a Diet Coke saves a pile of sins if you don't mind forgoing the alcohol. Really? That'd be interesting. Um, Crumram, if you went onto TV, what work would you like to do? I would love to host the X Factor if it's still going. That'd be awesome. But no, it's shopping channel and QVC and all that kind of stuff I'd like to do. Right, I have reached 33 minutes, so that is actually it from me. Thank you so much. For some reason, when this video is actually broadcast, the comments which you've actually said aren't actually on the comment section below the actual final video. So please do, if you think of anything else, comment below. I'll be doing it again next week. And I'll be doing it again next Sunday. I might actually have to change the time and make it a little bit earlier because at the moment I've got spaghetti and meatballs, which I said from the haul video on to cook, and I still haven't eaten yet. So no worries. Thank you all, guys. Thank you so much, and have a amazing evening, or if you're watching this in the future, a great morning, afternoon, or whenever you're watching it. And thank you very much for watching. I will catch you next time for another Weighintime. Thanks very much. See you soon.